So today we will discuss about functions. Now, what is a function actually? This function you've already used in class 11th also. You have used so many functions associated with lists, with dictionaries, with tuples, with strings. All those functions, they are known as built-in functions. As these are ready-made library functions, what you need to do is you need to import if the import command is necessary for using the function, or and then what you need is you need to know the syntax of the function, what all arguments, what all values you will provide to the function, and what the function is going to do. So whenever you need a function, you write the function name, you give some values, and that particular values are being processed by the function. Sometimes the function returns a value, sometimes the function does not return a value. Like print function, what does it do? It prints the value, whatever argument you give within the parenthesis, that is being printed on the output window on the screen, right? So what does length? It does not print anything. Length function, what it does is it returns the length of the string. So some functions, they return some value, some function do not return any value. That you've already experienced in many cases. Now in this topic we will discuss about a separate category of functions, that they are known as user defined functions. Now user defined functions are those which are created according to the user requirements, right? And the formal definition is on the screen. It is a group of statements that exist within a program for the purpose of performing a specific task. Now till now you have been creating programs, right? But now what you're going to do is you will be having a program which will contain one or more functions. So we can also say a program is a collection of one or more functions. Now these are some points on functions. Most programs perform tasks that are large enough to be broken down into subtasks. Because of this, programmers often organize their programs into smaller, more manageable chunks by writing their own functions. Instead of writing one large set of statements, we can break down a program into several small functions, allowing us to divide and conquer a programming problem. Like supposing, for example, in real world, if there is some event to be organized, so what we do is we will divide the subtasks into, will divide the whole team into sub teams, and each team or group will take care of certain event. It's not only one group that will take care of the entire event. No, we will divide. Supposing there's an event, there's an annual function going on in the school, then one of the group will look for the invitation, one of the group will look for the decoration of the stage and the sitting arrangement, the other group may look after the refreshments, one of the group may look after the discipline of the school, one of the group may look after the stage performance, anchoring, and so on. So the whole task of the annual day function is divided into certain chunks. Now each chunk here in the programming is known as a function. Each function will do its own job, right? So defining functions, whenever we will create a user defined function, there are certain guidelines or rules that we follow. Those guidelines are similar as we declare the variables also. Like functions like variables must be named and created before you can use them. Before using the function, you need to name the function, you need to declare it. The naming rules are same as for variables, like you cannot have a space between function name, first character must be a letter or an underscore, you cannot use special characters, and so on. Now how will you define a function? How will you create or define a function? We will use this def is the keyword. This D is in small letters. Over here there's a typing mistake here. So this def is the keyword which is used to create a function. then you give the function name, whatever name you want to give, and in the parenthesis you give the argument list. These are the values which will be received by the function. Then you give a semicolon, and this entire thing is the function body. What these function body will contain the statements that will you want to include in the function. And in the end, if it is required, if the function is returning some value, this is the keyword. Return is a keyword, like def is a keyword, return is also a keyword, and whatever value you want to return, you can specify here. So this return is not mandatory. If the function is returning of some value, use return. If it is not returning, this whole statement will be omitted. It will be removed from the function body. Now, what is this whole screen representing? This whole, this is a file. This is a program file that you open in your Python program while operating the program. So this is a program file which contains this function. And what is this? What is this? This is known as function call statement, because every function will only run when it is called, when it is invoked. How do we invoke it? We invoke or call the function by writing its name. So whatever name we specify here, we write here, and then whatever arguments it is receiving here, we are passing or giving it from this side. So this complete screen in front of you is a program file which is containing this user defined function, and over here we are calling this function. For example, I am creating a function named my function. Now we have to, these parentheses are mandatory, though here we are not receiving or not passing any value, we are not giving any value to this function, colon, and then only one statement is inside the function body, which is a print statement printed from within a function. There is a string that is being printed here. Now over here, this is the function call statement, because this print command will only be executed when this function is called. How do we call the function? By writing its name. So over here we are writing the function name. We are not passing any value, because over here we are specifying it is not receiving. When you have specified that it is not receiving, so you will not pass any value. If you write something here, then it will be an error message that is being displayed on the screen. So some points on function. When you run a function, you say that you are calling the function. Once the function has completed, then what will happen? The Python will return back to the line directly after the initial function call. That means we call the function from here, the function is called, this statement will be executed. What will happen next? It will the control will return to the next line after the function call. Next line, there's no next line, no next statement, so the program will be terminated here. Supposing there is some other command here, some other statements that will be executed after this print statement. Now this is the what I'll discuss about this thing is that how flow of execution statements, how will the program statements will be executed. Now this is a function called hello, so we define it by def hello. This is a function body which contains two statements. This is print hi there, print I am a function. These are two statements which are inside this function. These statements are not under these under this hello function, because look at the indentation level. So this is with the same level. So after the function is finished, these are outside the function, right? And so 1 2. So what will happen when you save this program file and you hit the F5 function key, you run the program? What will happen first? First of all, this function will be defined, right? And the first command will be this command that will be executed. ये एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगी अभी, बिकॉज ये तभी एग्जीक्यूट होंगी जब फंक्शन कॉल किया जाएगा. फंक्शन कॉल कैसे करते हैं? फंक्शन का नाम लिख के यहाँ पर. तो फंक्शन तो यहाँ पर कॉल हो रहा है. सबसे पहले फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट वो इसको पढ़ेगा, प्रिंट गुड मॉर्निंग एंड देन प्रिंट वेलकम टू द क्लास, राइट? ओवर हियर, so good morning will be printed first, this command will be executed first, then welcome to the class This is the second